The movie starts with a tow truck driver Gary driving to Maddie's house to take her car because of her inability to pay her taxes. Maddie consistently begged Gary to not take her car because she is an Uber driver. She even tried to appeal to him by using their previous relationship, but her efforts were drastically brushed off because Gary saw a guy she spent the night with the previous night in his underwear. At the end, despite her consistent begging, Gary ends up taking her car. After her car is taken, Maddie rollerblades to catch up to Gary and steals her car back. But that also ends badly because the car was still hooked to the truck. She tries to drive off till Gary comes and raises the car up. Maddie ends up in probation as a result of her actions. She was also told that she could be losing her house because of the unpaid taxes. While she is frustrated by all this, we see Maddie working in a bar in Montauk. A customer approached her asking for a drink, but she told him that they will not open till noon. He tried to bribe her, but that also didn't work. She was told by her boss that she was having an attitude and she should fix that. On her break, she was sitting with her friend Sarah and Sarah's husband Jim. This was when Sarah found an ad about rich parents on Craigslist looking for someone to date their son before he went off for college, and they were offering a Buick Regal in return. Maddie decided to give it a shot because she was desperate to save her house. Maid arrives at the house of the rich parents and meets Laird and Allison. They told her about their son Percy and how he is not socially active and that he spends his days playing video games. Even though they were looking for someone who is Percy's age, Maddie convinced them that she is a good fit for the job. They told her to meet him at the animal shelter he works at because they didn't want him to know that they were paying someone to date him. Maddie went to the animal shelter dressed well in order to seduce him. Percy showed her a dog called Milo that was a police drug dog before he got addicted to cocaine, because he thought she was really here to adopt a dog. He started interviewing her for the adoption, but she ended up making him leave early and offered a ride. Percy was confused because she was coming out strong and there were knives and other tools in the van. After a while, Percy really got scared and sprayed a paper spray and got out of the car. They both got out of the car and he got her water, and she explained that she just thought he was attractive. Then Percy suggests that they go out on a proper date. Maddie brings Percy to a bar for their date. She ordered them both a Long Island iced tea that he hated. Then a guy named Travis, who is Maddie's ex, showed up with a wedding ring and told her he has moved on and warned Percy about her. Maddie later took Percy to the beach. Percy insisted that it was not safe because it wasn't a working hour for the beach and there were lifeguards. But Maddie persuaded him and they went swimming. While they were in the water, 3 drunk teens showed up and stole their clothes along with their key and phone. Then Maddie emerged from the water and beat all of them and got their clothes back. When she went back to the water, Percy asked her why they were screaming and she told him they were apologizing. He didn't buy that story and he told her that something is wrong with her and that pissed her off. She got out of the water again, dressed up and attempted to drive away. Percy was still not dressed and he demanded his phone, but she refused to give him his phone. When she tries to leave, he hops on the hood of the car and refuses to go down. Then Maddie proceeds to drive. A cop sees them and starts following Maddie's car, and she was scared to lose her license since she was already on probation. So she tried to drive quickly and managed to escape across a train track. After losing the cops, Maddie brings Percy to her place and attempts to seduce him again. Then they noticed a rash on his back, and he told her it was caused by anxiety. He told her about his classmates and how they made fun of him for sleeping with his parents while she applied a lotion on his back. And that was the reason why he doesn't like to go out and socialize. Maddie also told him a story about herself. Maddie's former classmate showed up at her place the next day and told her that he is now a realtor and he wants to sell her house, but she told him to get off her yard and close her door because she wants the house badly, to her if she hurt Percy. Later that day, Maddie and Percy went out on a date as a replacement for their prom, cause they both didn't go to their own prom. Then Maddie made him play the piano there, and everyone loved the performance. It also caught the attention of his classmate Natalie, who came and greeted him. She told him that she was also going to Princeton and invited him to a party for Princeton-going students. After Natalie left, Maddie and Percy got into an argument about Maddie not thinking about the future. Maddie said she can't do long distance, and Percy was hurt by that. Then Percy decided to go to the party. Maddie tried to stop him from going, but he said he wanted to go. They went to the party in a limousine. Percy went to the house while Maddie stayed behind. Then she followed him inside and started looking for him. She had a verbal fight with teens who thought she was too old to be there, and some were trying to record her. She eventually finds Percy in bed with Natalie, but he is barely conscious. He told her he took a pill, and she started trying to make him throw up, but the parents of the kid who threw the party showed up and told her that she had to leave. Percy tried to defend her, but ended up punching her in the throat. They both left and got in their limo. Then Percy told her that he was ready to be intimate with her. While they were about to, he told her that he loves her. Maddie then told him he is too drunk for this and they should do it some other time. Percy's parents noticed that Percy is different and chill unlike the other times. He told them that he wants to learn his driving license because it'd be easier to drive when he went out to meet his girlfriend, and they were happy about his change. Then he told them that he is no longer going to Princeton because his girlfriend doesn't want to have a long distance. Percy's parents called Maddie, and she was already having doubts about the job. She told them that their son was getting attached and that she was having second thoughts. Lyad told her that she would get the car if she made him go to Princeton, even if she no longer continues the relationship. Percy was in his parents' car during this time, and he turned the car on. The speaker also started, and he overheard Maddie confirming what Lyad told her about getting the car, even if she no longer had to do anything to do with him, and got heartbroken. Then Percy thought he should get his revenge on Maddie for what she did, so he invited Maddie over for lunch. He had wine and started acting upbeat. He then went out and met up with his co-worker Crispin. They took the Buick out to a forest and crushed it to a tree and completely messed it up. Then he told Maddie he knows everything and he doesn't want to see her ever again. Gary later brings the crashed car to Maddie because it was in her name. She told him that the car was no use, but he told her that it belongs to her now, so she had to take it. Percy told his parents about how he is disappointed by what they did and to no longer be involved in his every move, and that he was an adult. He told them that he can take care of his own self. After Maddie got enough money and paid her tax off, she sat to celebrate it with Sarah and Jim. They announced that they will be moving to Florida for the sake of their baby, even if they want to stay here. Maddie got upset thinking that she'd be left alone. While they were at the bar, she met a guy and took him to his place, but she couldn't enjoy anything because of the changes Percy brought on her. She then continued her Uber duty in that car until she raised enough money to fix the car and pay her taxes. After that, she contacted Doug, her former classmate, and now the realtor, and told him she wants to sell the house. Maddie went to the animal shelter looking for Percy, but Crispin told her he wasn't there, and he wouldn't deliver her messages either. Jody came to Maddie and told her that he contacted people to raise her taxes, but she told him that she already sold the house. Then she goes to Percy's house, then she was told he was at Princeton Mixer and went there to find him. He refuses to talk to her and gets in his car to drive off, but she hops on his hood like he did, and he also proceeds to drive. They ended up on the beach, where Maddie catches a fire from a barbecue grill that Percy hit. Then he panicked and drove into the water. He got her out of the water and started crying, and they stood hugging each other. After they cleared things out, he told her he will come visit after he goes to Princeton, but she told him that she sold the house and that she was going to move to California. Percy was happy for her.
Maddie and Jim surprised Sarah by telling her that Maddie sold the house to them and she was going to move to California. Percy packed his bags and said bye to his parents and left for Princeton. Maddie came and picked him to drive him there before she drove to California. She also surprised him by adopting Milo, the dog from the shelter he used to work in. They both got into the car and left Montauk.